It's the Two Tired Dudes podcast, starring Mindful Pig and JW. And let's get on with the show.
All right, I'm Hunting That Zero, or I'm also known as Neo. Welcome to the podcast, the Two Tired Dudes podcast. I'm your host for this episode and the next episode. So, I'm going to ask you guys what games you've been playing, what you've been up to in the past week or two. So let's start with JW. What have you been doing for the past
Sure. I've been doing
week?
a lot.
I'm gonna need a stiff drink to get through this. Stiff.
Been playing a lot of marathon, as I keep saying to everyone, and it's really, really good. I'm loving it a lot. There's a lot to say, I would say, but it would need to be its own video, really. So I am planning maybe to make a video on it or something, because it's still losing players. If anybody is still wondering about that, it might be just because it's like the season ending. Like season 2 is gonna start next month, but that could be that. But I think also it's because of a various different style and design that they've chosen, because it's an extraction shooter, but it really plays more like a multiplayer PvP game than an extraction shooter. Like, it's a medium extraction shooter, but it's a really good multiplayer game. Like, it's really good because I've been playing every day since it came out. Like, I rarely do this with games. I have like over 100 hours, which is rare for me. So I would still recommend it. It's still very fun. But there's a lot to discuss about it, and so I've been playing that. I've been playing and streaming Pragmata as well, and not just streaming. I've been playing it outside of the streaming space on my own as well, which I love as well. It's really, really good. As much the writing for the characters than the gameplay, still very fun. I'm at like a lunar base station, so now the gravity is different, so that's pretty cool as well. And I've been playing the new game Saros that came out. Really good so far. I've just done a couple of runs, so I don't have much to say, but it is different than Returnal. Returnal was like my favorite one of my favorite games of all time. And so I guess Saros has a lot to do if it wants to top that. But for now, I've been loving it. Like, the sound and even the gameplay is slicker, better, more fluid. It will have to be with the universe and story-wise to see where it goes for me to see if it tops Returnal. But they're both really, really good. Although I find Saros to be slightly more confusing at first with its HUD and how it describes certain weapons, stat weapons, and all that. Like, it was more obvious to me in Returnal, or the difference between the weapons and all that. But I'm sure it's just a question of a learning curve. That's pretty much it on my end.
Nice. And Mindful.
Hello, everyone. So, apparently I forgot to record my voice during this podcast. So far, it's the only technical issue that's appeared. So, I'm going to do some little voiceovers during those parts. So, basically, Neo, to answer your question, what I've been up to at the time of this recording was I just finished playing Roblox with 2D. In the podcast, I said that I played with Hunting as well, but I made a mistake. He was playing Mad Max. I also was playing a little bit more Morrowind at the time. And just started to fall off of Soul Calibur 2. Yeah, so sorry guys. We always see something happening during these podcasts, eh? But yeah, hopefully you guys can enjoy the rest of the show.
So I've been going back and forth. Like I said, I actually didn't play Roblox video. I was playing Mad Max. I got back into the game after like 2 years later, because I stopped for a while. I got bored. and then I got bored again, and I decided to play this. So I'm doing I'm doing a bunch of like side shit, all the side quests, all the bases. So I want to try and 100% this game. Maybe if not, fine. I'm not a big deal. It's a really enjoyable game. I really enjoy it. Just the only thing that really annoys me is when I try to it delays. It doesn't cancel when you're punching somebody. It doesn't cancel out like in the Batman games, the Arkham games. That's a game. Movies too. The one I haven't really seen yet is, I mean, I've seen most of Fury Road, but not the whole thing. So if it's ever streaming anywhere, I might watch it because I already watched. I watched most of the first one. I watched the second one, a little bit of the third one, and then I want to watch Fury Road. I'm probably not gonna watch Furiosa. I'm not. I'm okay. I'm good.
Yeah, it's all right, really. Like I've watched it.
Yeah.
It's not great, but it's not bad either. It's just medium, lukewarm.
It's alright. Because I know there's a part where she wears Max's jacket, and there's a part where his car shows up. I didn't really understand that part.
I'm not sure it's Jack's jacket. Like it's been a long time. The last time I saw it, the only time I saw it, but from what I remember, it's just something I think she found during her escape or something.
Because I know she was holding a shotgun too.
Yeah. Maybe it was a callback,
okay.
but like it's not linked to. Or does she find it on a dead body? Maybe you're right. I don't remember. Sorry.
Yeah, because isn't it like a prequel? Does it take place before the first Mad Max? Because maybe she finds it off his body or some shit when he gets knocked out in the first movie. So yeah,
you're right.
Okay, then maybe she finds it off his body, and then maybe he finds another jacket off of somebody and modifies it, kind of like in the game when you get your shit stolen. You have to make your own like little like jacket or almost.
I don't even know. I'm sorry, but even
That's
in the
fine,
game,
no,
it's
no.
not even the real Mad Max if you think about it, because he steals those dog tags where it has the name of Max on it, but he's the
Really?
character itself. I think so, if I remember correctly. I mean, it's been a while, but if I remember correctly,
I didn't know that.
it starts off with him in the desert, and he takes the clothes off of something, right, with the dog tags.
Oh, okay. I think I know what you're talking
wrong.
about because I kind of like forgot. But yeah. What else? I got back into Invincible. I started watching that show again. I watched season 4. Really good. I don't know if I want to wait a year for season 5 to come out, but maybe it's worth the wait.
Is it better than season 2?
A little bit, yeah. It's more action packed.
Because I only watched like half of season 2, and I really didn't like it. That's why I'm like, but I keep seeing Invincible stuff. I'm wondering if I should just push through and see where it goes.
Yeah, you should, because it's actually really good. The comic books, I heard, I mean, they're rare and they're fucking expensive. I know. I wanted to get number 60, and it's like fucking $300 on eBay.
What?
Okay, get crunk. Get crunk.
300.
Because because it's the Invincible War, and it's also the first appearance of Conquest, so the show also kind of boosts it up. Because I know Invincible #1, it's like $4,000. I heard.
Jesus Christ! They don't want to reprint them or something? Like,
they do. You can. There's like same with The Walking Dead. Walking Dead #1 is like, I don't know, like $500,000, I think.
Fake news. Fake news, folks. A lot of fake. Fake news.
The comic book, and there's like fucking 20 different reprints. Even number 2 and 3 are like $400, $500. And there's like fucking 20. Yeah, there's like 20 reprints. The cheapest one I got, it was Walking Dead #100, the first appearance of Negan, and that's like what, $40. I got it for like not 40. I got it for like 30. And that's like the least expensive. Because I wanted to buy it. Well, maybe I thought, oh, let me go buy number 2 and number 3, and I looked, and it's like fucking $500, $600. I'm like, yeah, I'm going okay. I'll get the fucking third and fourth printing because it's cheaper. Because I have like 3 second or third printings of like number 1. I have like a convention exclusive, and I have just like the second reprint. I forgot which one.
Like it's as pricey as omnibus, as an omnibus. Like it's ridiculous.
Because I have the Boys Omnibus, and it's like I got it for like $20 off of Amazon. But I know what you're talking about, because I know Invincible, those ones are like a lot. Because it's like a fucking, like Moby Dick, it's like half of Moby Dick. That's how big the books are.
Yeah,
There's a
well,
meme, I
I'm
forgot.
talking about like a lot of the omnibus, like X-Men and others, are like 200, 300 because there are so many stories inside those volumes, right? Like there are
Yeah.
many arcs, and like they cover a lot of ground with reprinting them and all that. They just make a couple, and then they're like, "Oh, it's done. See you in the next like 20 years before we make more."
Because I know the one I have, the Superman one I have, it's like the Death of Superman, and that one is like $100, almost $200. Which is crazy.
Oh yeah, I have that. I don't know
I
how
think it's
much
like,
it was, but
yeah, because my dad gave it to me. Like a long, like fucking 7 years ago, 7, 8 years
also
ago.
you have
And
the
then
original, not like the book that covers the whole thing. The
I do. I
definitive.
mean, it has like, what, 5, 6, it covers like 6 issues, I think. But I do have like the separate issues by themselves. I have just the Death of Superman. I have the first appearance of Doomsday all the way to like the death.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I mean, I do want to collect Invincible, but like, I don't feel like spending that much money.
Yeah, no, it's totally understandable. Like they should just reprint them, really.
I mean, they do. I mean, do they? I think they do. I think there's a couple of reprints. I know there's a free comic book day version of Invincible #1 that came out when the show first came out, and there's a comic book store that I go to. The guy has it. He's holding it for me. It's like $50. Even the guy told me that the comic book is like the Invincible #1's like $4,000. So this is like the only time. This is the comic book where I could actually read it. But yeah.
That's just insane. Like, could you imagine with games if it was like that? Like, yeah, I know some of them are like that, but not. I find like it's more common with comic books that they become super pricey for no reason.
I mean, I guess because, like same with The Boys, like the show made it kind of popular because nobody really gave a shit about it back then. And then now, when it's popular now, people are going crazy for it. It's a high demand.
That even though like the comic books are very different than the show, though.
Yeah, I know. I mean, they do cover some parts from the show, but they do from the comic book. I mean, but they do it differently. So Invincible takes some stuff from the comic book. I know when he fights Invincible, when he fights Conquest, he starts headbutting him, like in the comic.
That I don't know. I didn't read the comics for it. I just saw season 1 and the first half of season 2 that they released, and then they took, I don't know, months before releasing the second half, which I didn't watch because I finished the first half and I was like, this is terrible, and I don't want to watch this anymore.
It's understandable. Yeah. But don't get me wrong, it's a good show. I want to play the game, but I can't because I don't have the new fucking Xbox, and it sucks because it looks like a fun game.
It looks alright.
I mean, I'm a comic book nerd. I'll fucking get anything that's, comic book related.
So what about you, Mindful? Which comic books do you have that is worth millions?
I ain't saying nothing. I understand.
And I'm back. So, basically, like, again, right at this part, my audio was cut out or gone, whatever you want to call it. I was basically just explaining the free weekend process. So, in Canada, we leave stuff out on our boulevard during certain times of the year that we're allowed to, and people can just come by and take whatever they want. I came across a bunch of comics. There was Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Daredevil, and maybe a few others I can't remember, but they just basically sparked my whole reading comic books, and yeah, just really getting back into comics, to be honest with you. There was like a good, decent stack of like 50 or more. And then I had a bunch of older comics too that I, owned and started to go into, and now I go to the comic book store and buy them pretty regularly, like once a month. And yeah, that was basically the gist of what I was saying. And now Neil will continue on with the actual discussion, the Fallout Season 1 recap.
Fallout Season 1. Start. What happened? Yeah. Starts off. We meet a cowboy named Cooper Howard. He's performing a birthday party for his daughter, which is nice. She has a. Fuck! I had a little brain fart just now. She throws a party for her. She has a bunch of people over, friends, family, and all of a sudden you hear, boom, coming from the distance, and then his daughter turns and looks and sees a giant mushroom cloud, and she's trying to get her father's attention, and she points out. I forget what she says, and then Howard looks, and he's like, "Oh shit!" She puts her thumb out, kind of like referencing the iconic thumbs up, and he takes her daughter, and everyone's like freaking out. He takes his daughter, jumps on top of a horse, starts running towards whatever till they get to safety. And then after that, then we meet Lucy, who was a vault dweller, Vault 32, not Vault 69 or 68. I wish it was Vault 69. Kidding. I mean, that kind of sucked too, being in that vault. I forgot. I don't know if it was 69 or 68 that it's like one guy and it's a bunch of women. I would hate that. No, I mean, you might think it's like, oh my god, I get to have sex every day, but it's kind of like terrible because you're doing it every fucking day and you're like out of energy. You can't really keep up. Yeah. There's one where this guy is just one guy and he has like a bunch of puppets or some shit and he starts like going crazy. It kind of. Yeah, oh yeah, Gary. Fallout 3, that was funny. The one when if you ever played the Anchorage DLC, there's a holotape you could find where one of the what's it called? The fucking outcasts. They're torturing, trying to get the Pip-Boy off of him, but they don't understand that he's a clone. He keeps saying Gary. That's his only like fucking. That's the only word he says. He knows. They don't understand that, and they're like fucking torturing him. He's like, we're gonna cut your arm off if you don't tell us. And he keeps saying Gary, Gary. They're like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's
we
right,
follow
yeah.
Lucy that is getting married to that other vault.
But thing is, yes,
Yeah, because and her father is like the main guy running the vault, right?
he's the
That has been
overseer.
voted in the McLean, overseer.
But yeah,
And,
what was that? Sorry.
no, I was just going to continue unless you want to continue.
No, you could continue. No, I'm reading the thing that Mindful sent me. That's what I'm using because I can't fucking remember shit from the show.
Okay, I didn't even remember there was a text. But yeah, no. So they do this ceremony between the two vaults, but so there's Lucy, there's her brother, and her father, the overseer. And I don't know if it's now or later, but like I think the brother starts to identify something sort of wrong in general. But before anybody can really react, like the vault gets attacked by raiders from the outside, and
Well, aren't
they
they
kidnap. What?
aren't the Vault Dwellers like aren't the Raiders disguised as Vault Dwellers? If they don't find out till like later on.
I was just confirming with Neo at this part that yes, they were disguised as vault dwellers because it was some kind of ceremony where basically the two vaults unite and they get married off to the one vault's daughter, and that's how the raiders snuck in. We had no idea that they were actually raiders. We thought they were the other vault.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they didn't really like notice. I mean, I kind of understand that. Like they didn't notice until her Pip-Boy the fucking Geiger counter started going off, and then they had that huge fucking fight. Yeah,
And there's also more that meets the eye too of why they didn't know before, and somehow the leader knows her father, or seems more personal, or like not chummy, but like there's a past between the two. So he gets kidnapped, and Lucy decides she will exit the vault, go against the rules and exit the vault and see for herself what's outside. That's how it starts.
yeah, like every other Fallout game.
Yeah.
Works.
Just to give some quick context for the next part, I basically just said how more interesting Season 1's version of these Vault Dwellers were compared to Season 2's version. In Season 1, they felt like they had meaning. Season 2, they just kind of felt like they were there to just keep the story going.
Well,
That'd
it's
be cool. I
because
mean,
they
that'd be
all
cool.
have something to do.
I mean, yeah, it's their job. Like one is like one makes food. Like in Fallout 4, when you go to that vault, I forgot which one, and everyone's doing their job. One's growing food, one's a doctor, this that. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do when you're making a TV show or movie about a fucking video game. You're supposed to like expand and make it feel live.
Yeah, but it's not only that; it's that they're part of the plot, and
Yes, exactly.
they have their function have an importance to the other characters and the plot. Compared to season 2, where it was more like, let's look at what they're doing, and it has no bearing at all on the season. It's more like filler. But back to season 1, I think we then jump, or maybe it was before that, but we see a doctor, a scientist that is making a sort of, we don't know yet what it is. It's like a blue chip or something, and he hides it in his dog, and he escapes from whatever facility he was working in, and we later discover what. Yeah. Oh yeah, not his dog, his own neck. You're right, but he has a dog that accompanies him. That's true. That's very true. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, they showed you all the dogs, and they picked which one was good, and then if it was like shitty, they would just throw them in a fucking furnace or some shit or an oven, which was kind of fucked up, which kind of pissed me off a bit.
Oh, that sounds about how Nazis work.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say the same thing. Sounded something familiar, but instead of Jews, it's dogs instead. Well, actually, didn't know. I forgot about that. No, I mean, okay, everyone does. That's normal in fucking Alabama. All right, I just don't like seeing dogs getting killed. That's all. I can't watch John Wick. I have to skip the first part. I can't watch that part because it pisses me off. I have a
It's funny
dog.
because it's not normal here, but I still didn't remember there were cousin sex in.
It's Fallout. It's
Oh yeah, he was so good, Chet. Yeah. I wanted him to get with Lucy just because I like that character. So I was just like, come on, Lucy, give him a chance. Well, we
fucking
forgot they were
weird.
cousins.
And going from incest to zombies, I was reminding everyone that we forgot about the ghoul and his introduction to the TV show. So here's JW and Neil's thoughts on that topic.
Oh yeah, like
Oh,
a
that's
fucking
true.
vampire
Yeah,
or like a
right.
zombie.
Yeah. They because they need help to get that doctor that or scientist that escaped with the MacGuffin, the blue thing, whatever it's called, the power source. I can't remember what is it.
Fusion
I
core?
don't remember. Yes, that's right. It's a we that's what we know at the end or towards the end of the season, but it's like a cold fusion, which means it can have infinite energy and the person holding that would be the most powerful person in the wasteland, right? That's the okay. I know it's season 2, and we were going to talk about it next week. But I just have to say, isn't it fucking stupid that the first season it's the most important thing in the world, and then season 2 it's like everybody's forgotten about it, or it's not like that important. We have it, but we're sort of fucking around and doing everything other than use that thing.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
I should have interrupted JW at this part because I don't think he was entirely right. Cold Fusion actually had a huge impact on Season 2. We see it start off with the Brotherhood. From the Brotherhood, it ends up into Maximus's hands. From Maximus, it goes to the Ghoul. From the Ghoul, it goes to Doctor House. It goes to Mr. House. This clip here, or the little picture, sorry, indicates a flashback that happened where we found out that Hank actually had the Cold Fusion in his neck. Pre-Fallout, when the Ghoul was still Coop, and Coop ends up extracting it from Hank's neck and giving it to the President, who we found out the President was working for the Enclave, which is one of the biggest bad guys in the Fallout universe. So yeah, no, Cold Fusion had a huge part in Season 2. I do get what he means in a way, though, because the characters weren't... well, I guess they weren't really ever focused on it in Season 1. I don't think he's remembering it correctly, because in Season 1 too, we didn't really talk too much about Cold Fusion. It was here and there, right, due to the dude putting it in his neck, but the main plot has always been the same, right? Lucy reaching her father. In Season 2, it's the same idea. Lucy trying to reach her father, right? We just understand now how big Cold Fusion is and why so many of these different tribes, communities, war parties, whatever you want to call them, are all trying to get to Cold Fusion. And ultimately, we end Season 2 with Mr. House now having the Cold Fusion technology, which is a little bit interesting. I'm curious to see what he's going to do with it. We know that Vegas is like his ultimate weapon, but we don't really know what he could do in Vegas. Anyway, back to the show, guys. That was just my thoughts on Cold Fusion.
Maybe, but season 1 was so much better, so maybe you don't need that backstory. But anyway, but I like these kinds of characters like Maximus that are sort of losers, and you sort of see them awkwardly win or try to get around the world and how it all works and all that. And Maximus, like I was saying, he always does the wrong thing at the right time, and he's so clumsy and a bit of a dumbass, but he ends up winning by pure chance. Like as opposed to Lucy, like because we follow both characters at different locations, and Lucy's like the opposite of Maximus, where she's courageous, she's nice, and she doesn't know how the world works, and she's been following all the safe rules of the vault.
The golden rule, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, the golden rules, where it's being nice, respectful, the old rules of
which is
the
not
old
gonna
ages.
Yeah, which is not gonna really help you in this situation because nobody really gives a shit. They're just out to kill you.
Yeah, she's dumb, but not because she's dumb, but because she doesn't know the sort of just a naive and social structure of how it works currently, right? But like she's smart, she's courageous, and she's resourcul.
She's book smart, but she's not street smart. She's not wasteland smart.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much it. Yeah. So Lucy gets there. I don't remember how Maximus, because he needs something for his power armor, I think.
So I can't remember if it was because of the fusion core that they went to the vault, but I was just reminding JW that yeah, they basically went to the vault. Lucy at the beginning was like, "Wow, this is exactly why a vault's so great. Like enjoy it. It's all this luxury and stuff." And Maximus for the first time gets to experience like junk food and sitting on a chair, and like things that we just take advantage of nowadays that we don't even consider being a luxury, right? And then as it progressed, right, Lucy ends up finding out that the vault's evil, that they're supporting the girl that kidnapped her father, and then Maximus comes in and just tries to be like the hero of the day, and yeah, JW continues on with his thoughts about that episode.
Well, because he has these these righteous ideas of the Brotherhood, where they are the justice bringer. They need to bring order to the wasteland, right? So he's trying to do like a cop would do, and it just doesn't work.
He's like RoboCop, but he's like fucked up.
Yeah. So RoboCop 2 then.
So this was fun to edit because we really bounced around everywhere in this episode. Now we're going back to the part where the Ghoul, Maximus, and Lucy all meet in the town for the first time, and the big showdown happens. And I'm just talking about, like, you know, how cool it was that the Ghoul's gun was like exploding people's body parts and stuff like that. And we go over some of the references that they did for the Fallout video game. Anyway, JW is going to tell you one of his favorite parts.
Yeah, they're funny. But yeah, no, that's like half the season, right? Where they all converge there, like as we go through them. Actually, there's a small joke that I really love that they do is when Lucy first encounters someone in like an abandoned house or whatever, and when she talks to him, she has her gun up. You know, like in the game when you talk to someone, you like walk around with your gun and you just talk to them with pointing a gun. And so she talks to him like that, and then she sort of realizes her gun up and puts it away. And so I thought that was such a funny gag that you can only get if like you played the game, you know? Like it's so small, but
never
I love
noticed
that
that.
gag.
May I approach?
I ain't got weapons.
Oh,
For money?
it's okay. I just want to ask you for directions.
None of you did. Oh, I'm so disappointed.
I wasn't really.
thought
I just
every
wanted to watch the
gamer
show.
would.
I mean, I did play the game. I just didn't really. I mean, I think you should understand the game a little bit before you watch it because you're gonna be like, "What the fuck is this? What the fuck is Fallout?"
Yeah, no, I think
Yeah,
it
I mean,
works
that's true.
fine on its own, but there are, I think there are good gag and references like that from that you could get more if you played the game, but as a whole, it works well. Alone, I mean. But yeah, no, so they converge into the town, and that's how the doctor gets shot, right? He gets shot, and yeah, and the ghoul catches up to him at some point, right? And severs his head. Oh, that's true. It's Lucy.
And she doesn't want to do it.
Yeah, and he's the one that asked her to do it, right? And she's like, "No, I don't want to do that."
Okie dokie.
She always says that. I just want to punch her in the fucking face every time she says that. I don't know why. I just have this certain urge.
Oh,
Well,
I
she's
find
like
it
too
funny.
nice. Like she's too fucking nice. Like if she came up to me and started talking to me, I would just. You ever seen? I'm assuming you've seen The Boys, the new episode, where that guy walks up to him, he starts talking to Homelander. Homelander's like, "Get the fuck out of my face." That's like my reaction.
So during this part, I was just reminding Neo that the vault is the same way as Lucy is, that everyone's just super nice and kind, right? And that's just the culture in the vaults. And then GW brings a discussion into Lucy's brother and why he's an important character.
Well, it's because
I mean, they're trying to forget
ignorant,
about it.
and the overseer told them, like, it's not a big deal. We've upped security and blah blah. And so they're like, "Oh, okay," like fucking idiots. But the brother of Lucy is the only one that it like didn't believe it really, and like he's still investigating and trying to find what happened and to the other vault and what is going on, what is weird about this place. I like the brother. I like he's very smart. He's not very personable, but he's very again resourceful, smart, and he knows computers well. And I don't know. There's something. Well, I like smart characters in general as well. So I like his small stature but big brain. And like I don't think I don't have anything bad really to say about this season. Like I mostly have good things to say about it. All the characters are fun, like the relations between Lucy and the ghoul, because the ghoul does cut up to her at some point, and how they don't like each other but constantly need to save each other, her and the ghoul. Like they have a good thing going for that season.
I liked what's his face, Maximus's Phil's speech check when Lucy asks him if she wants to have sex with him. He's like, "Sex? You mean with my penis?" She's like, "Yeah," and then she kind of gets like turned off, and he's like, he kind of like regrets it.
Sex?
You mean use my cock?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no concept of sex or anything of that nature. Which begs the because they keep, the Brotherhood keep getting like orphans, but they're not teaching them about reproduction. Like that's not very useful.
Totally agree with JW. I'm not sure what the long-term goal is with the Brotherhood of Steel, because I mean, you can't just keep stealing orphans. That's just not logical. But yeah, anyway, at this point, I remind everyone that we forgot about the whole interaction with the ghoul and Lucy, and where he's like dipping her into like the water, and there's that giant like monster that's hanging out by the sewer area. I feel like it was a good episode long, right? That they kind of focused on that monster and just getting back the head that they lost in that moment. But yeah, anyway, we're going to continue on now with that part of the episode.
Yeah, he was fucking waterboarding her or some shit.
And she loses her finger, no?
Yeah, he cuts off her finger or some shit.
Yeah, okay, yeah. The ghoul does it. Yeah, no, not the monster. Yeah. Yeah, that was fucked up when when it opens its mouth and there's like a bunch of hands.
It's in his tongue like a bunch of hands or some shit. Yeah.
So now me and the boys, we're going to jump over to the ghoul, or Cooper, whichever you want to go by, and the reason for his flashbacks and how they kind of impact and help the story go along. I did find in season 2 it wasn't as impactful, but season 1 I thought they did a really good job between the flashbacks and the current reality of the situation. But anyway, here's JW with his thoughts.
Yeah, because we follow Cooper Howard as much as him as the ghoul as in the past. Him investigating his wife's company for a group of what? Communist revolutionaries, like something like that. And the raider that kidnapped Lucy's father, McLean, is like the person that put up Cooper Howard to investigate what was the company he was representing for doing. So we're like, but she looks the same. How can she, look the same and be in two different timelines, right? And we know later on that through the Lucy's brother that there are cryopods of a bunch of people still there, right? And so I thought that really added as well. At first I thought I would hate it that they keep going back to the past and show how the company was doing, and because what's really more interesting is what's going on in the wasteland, not really how it happened, or at least for me. But I ended up really liking it almost as much as what was going on in the wasteland, and I thought they did a really good job at having the right amount of flashbacks and the right characters doing the right thing, because you see the rift that it creates between Cooper and her wife, and how he's beginning to get disgusted by the company he represented. Although one thing I will say that is stupid with season 1 is the revelation as to how everybody nuke themselves, because we end up listening into a meeting and they, between company or branches and of the company or multiple different people, and they're like, okay, so we're going to blow ourselves up and bet on the best manager, best company branch that can do whatever they want afterwards, when everything's blown up. It's just weird. I don't think anybody would do this. But it's just, there's not a reason, it's not like, because you could do a parallel with AI a bit, with, the downward consequences of what it will do to people. I think a lot of, AI companies are like betting on what they can do. I'm betting on what they can do, and I think the mentality is a lot. They're not really thinking about how many people it will ruin the lives for or the replacements, but they're more betting on, we're making something that has the potential to be so much more, like in their mind, probably like godlike, powers, and but not like powers, but computer information processing, etc. Being very powerful and everywhere, right? So I think there's a mentality that you could relate to that moment, but it's just, I think that part was poorly written, and so it just sounds like, yeah, we're gonna blow the world up, and let's see what happens. Let's see how much fun we can have afterwards. Like, it's just weird.
So we've reached the point now of the podcast where we're just basically going over our final thoughts of the season. There's a lot of back and forth here when it comes to my final thoughts, so I'm just going to kind of sum up some things, and then I will play their answers to what I responded with, and hopefully it'll just work out perfectly through the magic of editing. So, first and foremost, I thought the NCR part in season 2 was friggin' awesome, and I just wanted to point that out because Neo ends up going, he doesn't like it, and I genuinely went like, what? Like, I thought it was so cool, like just the way they did it. I know it's season 2, but yeah, anyway, it was a really cool moment, and we were kind of on that discussion at the time. Other than that, my thing with season 1 that I thought was really cool was when Cooper, the ghoul himself, kind of explains like why he's a little more normal compared to the other ghouls out there, and then we get to see like one of the ghouls slowly starting to transform. We also get to see a fully transformed feral ghoul. But it's just, yeah, it's really, really cool the concept they had for how they keep themselves from changing by, constantly going after this drug that they're looking for, which ultimately leads Lucy up to a point where he, not sex traffics, like selling her, but he sells her for, was it human, harvesting human organs? Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, harvesting human organs. And then there's the two dudes that are on the couch. Makes a pretty good joke about that one. That are like in control of all these like normal and then feral ghouls. And there's this really awesome scene where she's like, open all the doors, right? And they open all the normal doors first, and everyone's like, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then she looks again, she's like, no, I said all the doors, right? And they're like, I don't think you want to open them. And it's just insane, just insanity happens when they open that door, because it's feral ghouls, right? So they're just boom, let's go, fresh meat, let's get these bad boys. Just awesome scene, awesome episode. I really like that one a lot. I just thought it was cool seeing like the backstory and like understanding the ghoul and what he struggles with, and it was just like a cool like zombie scene in general. But anyway, here's the boys and here's their thoughts.
Well, I think season two tried to explain it, but I'll be honest, I didn't finish it, and
I seen some parts of it, like I wasn't really that interested in it. I think that one scene where they kind of like referenced the trailer of the NCR shooting the guy in the head, I think that was kind of like forced almost. Yeah, it was cool. To me, I think it was just forced because I know Bethesda doesn't like Fallout New Vegas, so I think that reference was kind of like forced a little bit. Like they throw it in her face. That's what I believe. What I think. Because like I said,
I don't
Bethesda
know.
doesn't like New Vegas that much. They don't. For some reason, they fucking hate it, even though it's the greatest. I would say,
I know,
it's
well,
one of the good
Bethesda
Fallout
doesn't
games.
like good writing, that's why. So.
It was sex. I think it was sex trafficking. Oh, wait, did she say that? I can't remember. That was sex. He says it in like in a really British accent. I got two stoners sitting on the couch. The two tired dudes.
Yeah, exactly. Because he without his drugs, he will turn mad and be insane, and he wants to find his family. That's the whole point for the ghoul. Like he doesn't really care about the bounty. He just actually wants to find his family and what happened to them. I have to say, like I don't remember each episode because it's been a while since I've watched season one. So where does it go after that? Because I remember the end like quite well, but I don't remember where it goes from that.
Well, that's a great question, JW. So basically, it looks like at this part, we are going over Maximus's scene there and Lucy's, where they're in the different vaults. We're just touching base again on how happy Maximus is. How new of experience this for him. Right, he's never had junk food. He's never watched TV. Never had a nice hot shower. Like these are all new experiences to him, and he truly embraces it and doesn't want to leave at one point, right? Whereas Lucy sees the other side of the picture and realizes that this vault actually holds. I guess almost like a cult, I guess is the best way to say it, but there's an altar that's dedicated, right, to the lady that kidnapped her father, right? So huge plot twist, it gets all exciting. And then you think they're going to be like these evil, like, people, right? And it turns out they're actually just really weak and, like, civilized. And like JW explains it, right? Maximus comes in and makes a big fool of himself. Then we also kind of capture a little bit on Lucy's brother again, and just kind of going over like what a unique character he is and how much smarter he is compared to all the other vault dwellers, which is something in season 2 I wish they would have went on more. They kind of made him seem dumb in season 2. I'm not sure why, because he is far from dumb. But anyway, here's JW's thoughts and Neo's.
He likes it a bit too much. Yeah, like Lucy's telling him, like, no, there's something going on. There's something weird, like cultish about this place, and he's like, I don't know, it's pretty good, and he just.
I mean, he's enjoying
stays there
fucking life. I mean, like,
crusty.
it's better than being outside in the fucking wasteland.
Yeah.
I don't know, for some reason it.
And the real world, for them, like, they can't go outside. Everybody dies outside, but he actually discovers there might be more. He shares everything with Chet also. Yeah. Like he stole their power core, and then he stole their power core. Like we're gonna get them, and they was like, no, it's okay, they're leaving us, and then they're like, oh fuck, okay, well here's your power core again. Like, oh yeah, he's a loser that is trying to be more than that, and it's so fun to see, and also that like if it wasn't for the luck he had, he would like be dead with how bad he is at doing anything really. Like he's so clumsy.
Yeah, he has like he put 10 luck, but he has 1 in charisma.
Yeah, exactly.
We now jump into one of my favorite characters in the show, the ghoul. Like the second ghoul, I guess you want to call him. I can't remember his actual name right now, but he plays in Superstore. I know he's been in a few other little things here and there too, but he is such a funny dude. And I love his character in this. So the part in particular we're talking about is where he, I can't remember what happens to his foot again. I don't know if he's just walking too much and he hurts his foot. I can't remember the reason what happened, but he ends up doing something to his foot, right? Oh yeah, sorry. The power suit steps on him and his foot's all messed up. That's right. And then anyway, so he meets this one guy and he's like, "Well, I got the miracle cure, right? Just inject it in you and you're fine." So he ends up doing that, and it turns out that was the cure that yes, it will fix any ailment that he suffers from, but turns him into a ghoul. And we were talking about the part where he finally comes to this realization that, oh crap, I'm a ghoul now, and he ended up calling the Brotherhood. And yeah, it's just such a funny moment. It's a little bit of a showdown between them all, but then yeah, once he realizes he becomes a ghoul, the comedy kicks right in, and yeah, just a great moment between all characters. Here's JW wrapping up that wonderful point.
And then because the Brotherhood, their whole mission is to cleanse the wasteland, which means kill all the mutants, the ghouls, anybody that's not human, right? So now he's like, "Fuck! I called the Brotherhood. I need to run away."
So now we finally make it to the last episode, right, where the final big battle takes place as the Brotherhood of Steel. It's these rebels that had Lucy's father. It's Lucy and the ghoul finally catching up, right? Like, everybody's there. Everybody's for the big showdown. And JW does a great job explaining it, so I'm just going to let him go ahead and recap the end of that.
When she was like zombified or some shit, mummified.
Yeah, it was disgusting. That was sad and disgusting. So she goes there and she realizes that her mom is like half dead, but like she's been in agony for so many years. Her dad is actually a evil, like what's the word? Not megamaniac, but Megalo. Whatever. He's a bad guy working for his corporate overseers, right? And like he's really ready to sacrifice so many people. Like everything that she's been taught about the golden rule, he doesn't follow. It's just rules that he's placed that he doesn't do, right? It's empty morals. He's an immoral character, and there's like a fight that happened. I think the Brotherhood comes in, and then so it turns off the power. It sort of breaks up the conversation that she and her father is having. Maximus gets knocked down. I don't remember how, but he
gets back up again.
Does he? I don't remember.
I can't believe you didn't get that reference. You don't listen to music.
Oh well, I get knocked down. I get up again. Nothing can keep me down. Smash Mouth.
False.
But yeah, no. So her father steals the power armor, and Lucy has the choice of either staying with Maximus or going after their father with the ghoul, and so she does that. And he
flies away like an idiot.
I'll get you next time, Gadget. Next time.
Yeah.
It's like Iron Man. He's flying away.
And then Maximus wake up with no Lucy, no father, no ghoul, but the power source is here, and everybody thinks Maximus saved the day and found the power source, and now the Brotherhood has the cold fusion. And that's how the season ends. Which is a pretty cool ending and makes you excited for the second season until you see it. But yeah, no, so in general, I find it's a really good season because they have a good pacing of switching between these two main characters of Maximus and Lucy, and both being quite different but working well together. And I mean, we also switch between her brother sometimes, but he's more of a side character in that season. And her conflicted, her being constantly conflicted, right, between what she's learned and how the world actually works, what she's learned, how her father is, like what she learned is from her father, but her father is completely the contrary of what she thought he was, right? And that's why she goes after him because she wants answers. She needs to stop him out also, but it's mostly because she didn't get answers for that, right? And I think he also puts her mother out of misery. And Maximus, him wanting to be the hero of the wasteland, and he ends up being that by being put up as the guy who found the cold fusion. But he also learns that there's no such thing as heroes really at the end of that season, right? Or that he's been put ahead, but he has like imposter syndrome. He doesn't really feel like he earned any of the stuff that he did, right? So I find like these are done really well, and we see them very well and clearly, and it's all very good. Even like Cooper's character. I mean, Walter Goggin is just such a good actor. Like I love him in anything he does, and like all the emotion that he pulls through despite the whole prosthetic, the makeup and everything is so good. And Lucy's brother, he ends up finding the cryo chambers, but then gets locked up there by a computer middle management guy, because nobody that learns about this is allowed to get out. So now he's stuck there with no food or anything. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know if you guys wanted to add anything, but I've pretty much said my piece about it. Because it's not like it ends on a bit of a cliffhanger, right? There's not a resolution. So I don't know if I could recommend the show. And I'm coming through someone that when it was first announced and they showed the trailer, I was ready to hate it. Like I was sure it wasn't going to be good. And I was pleasantly surprised, even for my wife that never played the Fallout series before. She loved it as well. But yeah, first season is really good. What about you, Hunting? Is there anything else you want to add?
No, because I don't really remember anything from season 1. Last time I watched the show was maybe last year, I think, or year before. I think it was the year it came out. First year it came out.
Yeah, it's been a while. So, are there? Since this is the end, are there anything you guys want to shout out?
I might start streaming again. I don't know when. I might. Find me on Twitch, HuntingNet02. So I'm thinking about streaming Mad Max, maybe?
Nice. It's a good game. I like it.
I mean, you did kind of test it, so you were one of the testers in the game.
Oh yeah, sure. It was like my first project as a QA, but still, I didn't like every game I tested. But this one, I actually liked it, and doing it multiple times,
What did you test? I mean, was there any bugs in the game that they fixed?
Oh yeah, plenty. There's always plenty of bugs. Like there's so much funny stuff. For example, there was one where you could infinitely explode the in the game you have like a car system in racing, and you can blow up enemies that come after you because there's like a fuel tank behind them. And there was a way where you could, I think if you used the grapple at the same time as shooting that barrel, it would just infinitely blow up while the thing flew in the air constantly. Or like there's so many stuff. I think one of the worst bugs I've ever seen was from that game where I think it was on PC, where I didn't know what you had to do. I don't remember, but the more you played it, the more that the game imploded on itself. Like the graphics and everything just became worse and worse, and it was like going through a black hole. Like it's an insane thing. It's linked to a specific graphic card. Like it wasn't. It was a very specific issue, but it was really insane to see how you were just walking around, you would see everything around you just imploding, like slowly but surely. Like, but
Sounds
yeah,
like a
no,
creepypasta. A really
yeah,
shitty
it
gaming
really looked like
creepypasta.
that. And there were one where you would drive around, and for some reason the not the lampshades, but you know the big lights on the roads on side.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Lamppost. Yeah, the
Yeah.
lamppost just kept moving up and down as you move forward. I don't know how or why, but for some reason they just kept dancing around when you were driving on the road.
That's
And
kind of that's funny.
so yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. There are other stuff more like, oh, you can sneak inside by going through this glitch or whatever. Now these are all stuff that has been fixed since, of course. But yeah, no, it's still a great time. And like, not all of that, all of those bugs are probably not in the final product.
I think I just experienced a glitch right now. I'm supposed to be chasing this guy and he filled up the map.
Yeah, that's possible, I guess. That happens in a lot of games, actually. It's one of the most common bugs, I think, that doesn't get fixed and that ends up in the product. Like, oh, if you go at this place to fall off the map, or oh, there was one where if you got rammed against a rock, you would get pushed inside the rock and you would just stay there. Stayed inside the map. That's a classic one. That might still be there. And what about you, Mindful? What do you want to shout out?
Well, JW, let me tell you, brother. Basically, I just said I have, which is true, right? I have a lot of editing to do, which I finished as of this point. I'm on the last part of the podcast now for editing. The next day is literally going to be season 2, so I'll be right back to editing again. Community night we ended up having because I went to go visit my mom, and I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy Tactics, which I will probably make a few shorts about for the 180 review. I'm planning to finish that game, but yeah, just right now it's off and on. And yeah, other than that, it's been a lot of Slay the Spire. But I'll probably continue to play Slay the Spire until I beat that one boss. If I do stream, basically you're looking at either Slay the Spire, Morrowind, and that'd be it. Because those are my two games that I'm switching off on. It was going to be Left 4 Dead, but Slay the Spire is just growing on me, brother. Like, oh, now that I got a Game Pass back, it's not a good thing, let me tell you what. But yeah, that was pretty much all I had. Hope you guys have yourself a beautiful night, and let's wrap up the podcast.
Oh, you started playing Left 4 Dead 2 now? That could be community night, just us playing fucking campaign.
That's a good idea, yeah.
I know it is. I mean, it's better on PC because you have mods, but Xbox is pretty fun.
Okay, and I will shout out that I'm currently streaming Ghost of Tsushima, where I look at the writing. Yes, the one I've been talking about for so many podcasts. Now I'm currently doing it. We've done 3 streams so far. Every Wednesday I stream Ghost of Tsushima while we write down on the mirror board the writing, the characters, how it all works, the mechanic of the writings, and the purpose, and all of that. Really fun stuff. And sometimes I stream Pragmata, but I mostly play it offline also, so you might see me stream that. I have big videos that I've been editing. They're big, so it's been a long time, but more videos will be coming soon. And that's pretty much it.